One minute you're standing on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, wrapped in royal tradition, global prestige, and centuries of history. The next, you're reportedly networking at a celebrity birthday party in Los Angeles, trying to stay relevant in a city that forgets yesterday's headlines by lunchtime. How did it come to this? That's the question royal watchers are asking after rumors began swirling that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle may be looking toward America's most media-savvy dynasty, the Kardashians, as a possible pathway back into Hollywood's inner circle. And if even half of the speculation is true, this could mark one of the most surprising image shifts in modern celebrity history. It all seemed to spark after their appearance at a high-profile Hollywood event where cameras caught Meghan in full networking mode, speaking animatedly, exchanging details, moving from group to group with focused determination. Observers online quickly began dissecting every frame, suggesting that the former Duchess appeared more eager than ever to secure powerful alliances. The contrast was impossible to ignore. Just a few years ago, the Sussexes were linked with global leaders, tech billionaires, and A-list philanthropists. Now, critics argue, they seem to be recalibrating, searching for the next strategic partnership that could stabilize their media empire. And that's where Kris Jenner's name entered the conversation. Kris Jenner is widely regarded as one of the most formidable brand architects in modern entertainment. Love them or criticize them, the Kardashian machine understands visibility, monetization, and relevance better than almost anyone in Hollywood. So, when speculation emerged that Meghan might be seeking guidance from that camp, social media erupted. Was this a bold business move or a sign of desperation? Some insiders claim Meghan admires how the Kardashians transformed scrutiny into profit and turned personal storytelling into billion-dollar ventures. Others argue that aligning with reality TV royalty could further blur the Sussexes' carefully constructed narrative about privacy and principle. After all, Harry has been outspoken about media intrusion, trauma, and protecting his family from relentless exposure. So the idea of entering a space built entirely on hypervisibility feels, to some critics, like a contradiction. Then came the online chatter about potential brand collaborations. Nothing confirmed, nothing official, just whispers. But in Hollywood, whispers are currency. The mere suggestion that Harry could be approached for a lifestyle or fashion campaign sent tabloids into overdrive. Supporters dismissed it as absurd speculation. Detractors called it symbolic, a dramatic pivot from prince to influencer. And somewhere in the noise, the real question lingered. Are the Sussexes redefining modern royalty, or are they chasing relevance in a system that never truly embraced them? The tension deepens when you examine their public messaging over the past 5 years. Privacy has been central to Harry's narrative. Protecting his children has been described as a non-negotiable priority. Yet at the same time, curated glimpses of their home life, carefully controlled interviews, and strategic media appearances continue to surface. It creates a paradox that fascinates critics and fans alike. How do you balance personal boundaries with commercial storytelling? How do you monetize identity without surrendering it? And perhaps that's the heart of this entire saga. Because what we're really witnessing may not be a fall from grace, but a risky reinvention. The monarchy offered structure, hierarchy, and inherited status. Hollywood demands constant reinvention, measurable engagement, and brand agility. In royal life, prestige is assigned. In entertainment, prestige is negotiated daily. Still, perception matters. When reports surfaced that certain high-profile figures have distanced themselves from the couple, commentators interpreted it as social exile. Whether accurate or exaggerated, the narrative gained momentum, doors closing, invitations slowing, alliances shifting. In that environment, even the appearance of seeking new power brokers can look like scrambling for survival. Then there's the family narrative, another layer that fuels debate. Recent UK media controversies reignited discussions about Meghan's upbringing and past public statements. Corrections, responses, clarifications. The back and forth only amplified scrutiny. The critics accuse her of curating her story too carefully. Supporters argue she's simply correcting misinformation. Either way, every move feeds the cycle. And Hollywood watches cycles closely. Because in this city, reputation isn't just about talent. It's about energy. Executives invest in stability. Brands align with consistency. If you're perceived as polarizing, partnerships become complicated. That's why some analysts believe any association with the Kardashians could either stabilize the Sussex brand through commercial expertise or further polarize audiences who already question their direction. So where does Harry stand in all this? Publicly, he appears supportive, calm, measured. But observers often speculate about the internal dynamics: who drives strategy, who negotiates, who compromises. None of it confirmed, of course. Just body language breakdowns, podcast commentary, anonymous sources. The kind of speculation that fuels an entire online industry. The most dramatic interpretations paint this as a cautionary tale, a prince navigating celebrity culture, balancing principle with practicality. A duchess determined to build an empire on her own terms. Two worlds colliding, monarchy and reality TV, in a way no one could have predicted a decade ago. But here's the twist. What if this isn't decline? What if it's evolution? The royal brand is rooted in tradition. The Kardashian brand is rooted in adaptation. If the Sussexes are indeed studying that playbook, it may not be about surrendering values, but about surviving in a market that rewards attention above all else. Still, the optics are undeniable. From palace ceremonies to Hollywood networking circuits, from state banquets to social media speculation, the contrast is dramatic. And drama, ironically, is the one constant thread connecting every chapter of their story. Whether this rumored alignment ever materializes remains to be seen. In Hollywood, many conversations never become contracts. Many insider leaks evaporate by next week. But the conversation itself reveals something bigger. The Sussex narrative is no longer about royalty alone. It's about reinvention under a microscope. And that's why people can't look away. Because if a former prince ever did appear in a commercial campaign once considered unimaginable, it wouldn't just be a brand pivot. It would symbolize the final transformation from inherited status to self-made celebrity. So, is this a desperate gamble? A calculated strategy? Or simply another exaggerated rumor in a media ecosystem that thrives on extremes? The truth likely sits somewhere in the middle. But one thing is certain: the next move matters more than ever. In a city built on image, perception becomes reality, and reality becomes revenue. And if the Sussexes are stepping into the Kardashian orbit, the world will be watching every frame. Now tell me, do you see reinvention or unraveling? Because here's what nobody is saying out loud. Hollywood doesn't care about titles. It cares about leverage. And right now, the biggest question surrounding Harry and Meghan isn't whether they can land another deal. It's whether they still have the cultural leverage they once held. When they first stepped away from royal duties, they had mystery, exclusivity, and global sympathy. Every interview was an event. Every appearance was headline news. But in Hollywood, attention has an expiration date. If you don't constantly evolve, you fade. That's where the Kardashian comparison becomes fascinating. The Kardashians never rely on prestige. They rely on presence. They flood the zone. Social media, product drops, storylines, strategic controversy, reinvention after reinvention. Whether you love them or criticize them, they understand one brutal truth: relevance must be engineered. So if Meghan is studying that blueprint, it wouldn't be shocking. It would be strategic. But here's the tension. Harry's brand has always centered on distance from the spotlight: trauma, privacy, protection. Meghan's brand leans toward visibility, influence, and lifestyle power. Those two philosophies can coexist, but only up to a point. At some stage, one direction dominates, and audiences are starting to notice the contrast. Public trust is fragile. Once people sense inconsistency, they start asking harder questions. Why speak against media intrusion while producing documentaries? Why condemn tabloid culture while participating in celebrity ecosystems built on exposure? These aren't attacks, they're perception battles. And perception is everything. There's also another layer most commentators miss. Reinvention is expensive. Montecito lifestyles, security costs, media teams, production deals. Maintaining that level of operation requires constant income streams. In that environment, partnerships become less about ego and more about sustainability. Hollywood isn't emotional. It's transactional. If doors close in one circle, you pivot to another. That doesn't necessarily mean downfall. It means recalibration. But recalibration comes with risk. Aligning with a hyper-commercial brand could strengthen financial security while weakening legacy credibility. On the other hand, staying isolated could protect image purity while shrinking influence. It's a chessboard, not a fairy tale. And right now, it feels like the Sussexes are mid-game, deciding whether to double down on activism and prestige or lean into mainstream celebrity capitalism. That's why every party invite, every Instagram appearance, every rumored collaboration sparks debate. Not because of gossip, but because it signals direction. Are they becoming American media moguls? Or are they drifting further from the royal mystique that made them powerful in the first place? One thing is undeniable. The transition from monarchy to market economy is one of the boldest brand pivots in modern history. And pivots always come with turbulence. So maybe the real story isn't about desperation. Maybe it's about survival in an industry that rewards spectacle. Or maybe it's about discovering that freedom comes with a price tag. And the world is watching to see whether that price is worth it.